Hi Algebra. This lesson is going to teach you how to multiply polynomials by distributing. So if you were able to print the worksheet, the PDF that I've attached, that will be the notes for you. If you don't have a printer, it's fine. What we're going to do is take a piece of paper and we're going to organize it into sections for you. So I would say maybe about the top third, we're going to draw a line just like this. Okay, and this is where we're going to put the notes. And then down here, we're going to draw a line down the middle. Okay, and you're going to want to take this section and divide it up for 6 problems. So we're going to draw a line like this, and then again like this, and this is going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. Okay, so this is how your notes are going to look. If you don't have the PDF, you're just going to write everything down on your own paper. Okay, and then this is the paper that you have to take a picture of and upload. Okay, so the first thing you need to write down is the word distribute. Okay, and distribute means to give. The mailman distributes the mail. Sometimes when you come to class, I distribute some candy mints. Okay, but mathematically, when we distribute, we multiply. We multiply. Okay, so if you have a paper, you're going to have to write all this stuff out yourself. So I tried to make it short. We multiply the outside term to all the terms on the inside. Okay, it's only fair that I distribute the candy to everyone. Okay, after you've written down that sentence, let's go over here, and I'm going to give you 2 examples. Okay, so the first example has a 2 times the quantity x plus 5. Okay, so the 2 has to get distributed or multiplied into the parentheses. So 2, it's kind of like when we distribute the negative. Who gets multiplied by 2? The first thing or the second thing? They both do. They both do. So this is 2 times x plus 2 times 5 is 10. So that's how you distribute a 2. Let's show you another example. Let's distribute a 2x. Let's distribute a monomial into a binomial. Same one. Let's have it be x plus 5. Okay, so what's going to happen is the 2x is going to get distributed to the first term as well as the second term. We're just going to go super slow here. We'll do numbers first. Here are the numbers 2. Okay, and the coefficient here is invisible 1. 2 times 1 is 2. And x times x is x squared. X to the power of 2. Okay, and then we have plus 2 times 5 is 10. Okay, but we also had an x. So let's just say a couple of rules here. Okay, remember, if you are multiplying 2 terms, okay, when you're multiplying terms, here's the rules. You multiply the coefficients. Okay, the coefficients are the numbers. You multiply the coefficients. 2 times 1. Okay, but we add the exponents. Okay, this was x to the first power times x to the first power to make a total of x to the second power. Okay, so let's just add some things here. This is lessons from previous chapters. Okay, so recall. This is what you've learned from your past. That's going to help you. If you have x times x to the third, okay, that's 1x times 3 more x's. That makes x to the 4th power. Okay, or it could be like this. X squared times x to the third. Okay, how many x's is that? This is not a power to a power. This is x times x times x times x times x. So how many x's is that? Oh, that's right, x to the fifth. You add the powers. Okay, we got to keep those rules in mind. So below the dark line, for those of you that have the 6 boxes on a piece of paper, here is our first example that we're going to be working on. Okay, we're going to have to distribute this monomial. We're going to multiply by distributing. Who gets multiplied by that? The first term, the second term, the third term, and the fourth term. Don't forget about that fourth guy. Okay, so when we do the multiplying, we have to make sure that everybody gets a 2 and an x cubed. Okay, so the number here is 1. Let's just do the numbers first. 2 times 1 makes 2. Now let's take a look at the x's. X to the third times x to the third. So how many x's is that? He's got 3. He's got 3. Oh, that would be 6. Okay. Plus, let's do the second term. Let's just do the numbers. 2 times 3 makes 6. Okay, now how many x's? Here's 3 x's joining these other 2, and that's going to be a total of 5 x's. Okay. 2 times negative 2 is going to be negative 4. Now let's take a look at the x's. 3 x's there, and another x. That makes a total of x to the power of 4. And finally, 2 times positive 5 is positive 10. Are there any x's? Just the 3 from that monomial. The answer is already in standard form. It's in descending order, so we are done. Okay, let's do another one. Let's practice distributing. Number 2. I'm going to go ahead and distribute. Let's give people a chance to write this down. Pause the video if you need to stop and write the problem if you're using your own paper. Okay? So we're going to distribute to all 4 of these terms. Okay? Distribute the mail. Every house gets their mail. 3 times 2 makes 6. So you multiply the numbers. Okay? But then what do you do to the powers? Then you do adding. 2 x's plus 3 more x's for a total of 5 x's. Here, there's no number, so it's invisible. 1. What's 3 times negative 1? Negative 3. How many x's? There's 2 there and 2 there, so that's going to be a total of 4. So you add the powers. Okay, third term. 3 times 4. Okay, why is it multiply? Well, if I saw 3 and I saw parentheses 4, when you have a number next to parentheses, that means multiply. That's why we're multiplying 3 times 4 to make 12. 2 x's there and another x there makes a total of x to the third. Okay, and then the last term. Don't forget to distribute. Okay, 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. And then how many x's? Just x squared. Okay, this is how you distribute into polynomials. None of them are like terms, so we don't have to add anything. Okay, number 3. We're going to go ahead here and we're going to distribute a negative 2x to the 4th. So we're going to multiply here. The number is invisible 1. Negative 2 times 1 makes negative 2. Okay, now let's do the letters. X to the 4th times x to the 3rd. That makes a total of add the powers, 7x's. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and distribute to the second term. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Now how many x's? There's 4 x's here, and there's 2 more here. So if I were to multiply 4 x's times 2 more x's, that would make a total of x to the power of 6. Or you could just add 4 plus 2. Okay, so we're distributing a negative and a 2 and 4 x's. What's a negative times a negative? A positive. Okay, let's just do the plus and minuses first. Now let's do the numbers. 2 times 1 is 2. And how many x's would that be? X to the 5th. Okay, and don't forget we have to distribute to this last term. So the first thing I'm going to do, okay, is the negatives. The negatives are positives. The second thing I think about, okay, are the numbers. Okay, and we multiply the numbers. And then the third thing I think about, okay, are the variables. And when you multiply the variables, okay, you add the exponents. Oh, I should have left some space for my answer. Okay, a negative times a negative makes a positive. 2 times 11 makes 22. And then we have x to the 4th. Okay, last one. This one's actually kind of short and sweet. All we're going to distribute is an x. So what that means is he gets an x, he gets an x, he gets an x. Every term gets one more x than they used to have. And really I'm just distributing by a 1, so the numbers do not change. 1 times 12 is still 12. But then how many x's? When he gets one more x, he now has 5 x's. Okay, minus 7. Give him one more x, x to the 4th. Plus, let's give 8x one more x. Now he has 8x squared. Okay, the numbers are not changing because I'm multiplying by 1. And then last, it's going to be negative 13 times that x. Okay. So what you guys are going to do now, or try these problems down here. You're going to distribute a negative and a 5x. So I want to see distributing, draw the little arrows, okay, and then write down the 3 terms. Okay, and here's problem number 6. Please distribute 4x squared into those 3 terms. Okay, I need you to take a picture of all of these problems with all of your work, and please upload it into Classroom. Thank you.